What's up, everyone? Coach and GM. Yep, I'm the coach and GM. What's up, everyone? Rambo Ray here, coach and GM of the Dallas Empire. And today we're going to be talking about spawns. We're going to be talking variables, how they work, weights, some crazy stuff you guys may have never heard about. But for the most part, the goal is to make you guys better at the game at the end of this. So, spawns. Let's begin to talk about the things that make people spawn where you want them to spawn. That's really the goal, right? At the end of the day, if you know where your opponent is spawning or you know where his location on the map, it makes it a lot easier to kill them. So there's three things that really kind of go into understanding where your enemy locations or enemy spawns are going to be at. Number one is understanding your teammate's position. That's a huge impact to where the openings on the map are. And the game typically try and pick safe openings for your opponents to spawn on the map so that they don't just get killed right off spawn. That's kind of one of the main rules of spawning. Two is your enemy's location. The game likes making the enemies spawn near each other, right? So if you know where there's a bunch of your enemies, typically it's pretty safe to say that the people that you just killed that are coming off spawn will spawn near them. And then three is really kind of the open space on the map that you understand, like more the understanding of where spawns actually are, right? So even though there may be an opening to the right side of the map, but it's more in the middle, if there's no spawn points there, and this comes from kind of like playing a game and understanding where the spawn points are, but if there's no spawn points over there, obviously it's kind of easy to understand that your enemies are not going to spawn there, right? So those are kind of like the three main weights that go into understanding where your enemies are going to spawn on the map, and really things you have to grasp to make sure, so next time you play the game, you'll have a better understanding of where your enemies are going to spawn. Okay, let's talk about the thumb rule. There's one general thumb rule when I go into thinking about where spawns are going to be happening, and it's simple, crazy simple. If you push left, they spawn right, and if you push right, they spawn left. So today we're going to be using Control Checkmate as a kind of an objective mode that spawns are really easy to understand. So as you look at the minimap, I put 4 little yellow dots which are representing my team's position, and then the 2 red circles are the general spawn points of the opposing team. In this case, the team on offense. So the yellow team's on defense, the red team's on offense. The basis of the positioning is really to make you understand what creates the spawn position. So let's say we just kill, hypothetically, the yellow team just kill all 4 opponents. Because of the position on the map, the furthest player pushed up, in this case being this yellow dot on the bottom here, is closest to this spawn point, so he's going to be technically blocking this spawn point. So the game sees those player position and is going to make them understand that, like, hey, look, like this is the safest position that Team Red can spawn in. So obviously all the players are spawning here. But if we were to change the flip side in the situation, and let's say now in this case, the furthest player pushed up on the defensive team is now on the tool side, which is the top side of the minimap. Now the game's going to be making them understand, okay, look, like now the red opponents are going to be spawning down here because of the fact that the same thing that we just saw on the bottom side is now happening on the top side, where the yellow team is now blocking this side of the map. So really understanding, kind of seeing this. So let's say I'm the player yellow here, like if I'm competing and playing with my buddies, as the player that's furthest pushed up and I'm pushing to the left side of the minimap, if we're, obviously left is in general if I'm going through the map, right, if I'm playing. So the perspective is important here. But if I'm pushing left, I'm going to be calling out to my team that I'm blocking the left spawn. So that helps all my teammates understand that they're spawning on the bottom right of what looks like the right side of the minimap. And now my teammates have the information they need to kind of kill my opponents quickly and understandably. But to that also aspect, we have to understand that because of this, right, like because of the fact that my teammates are now spawning on the bottom left side of the minimap, so if I'm on the opposite side, I can also use my spawn as information to where my opponents are at. Because of the fact that I'm spawning on this bottom corner here, it's important to know as my team, like let's say I'm on the red side, oh look, we're spawning here. That probably means someone's into our spawn on the right side. So now these players understand that there's a threat on the right side of the map because of the fact of where they spawn. So not only can you determine spawn location for your opponents, but as the player who's in a non-favorable position in this case, I can understand where my opponents are coming from because of where I'm spawning. So it's like a two-way street. And that's something that goes into, like, I mean, if we were to talk, we could talk about this for days, but there's a depth of the game that's understanding at this point because of the fact that where I'm spawning, now all of these possibilities go through my head of where my opponents can be, so I have to make precise decisions to try and get them out of spawn and push out on the map. And that's kind of the basis of really where spawns are, at least for Control, right? The different modes have different spawn rules, or at least different spawn locations. I use Control here because it's the easiest example to help you guys understand the push left, spawn right, and the push right, spawn left rule. So yeah, that was spawns. I hope you guys enjoyed the information I shared with you today. We spoke about weights and how to impact team location, your positioning on the map, and your opponent's position, and where the spawns are really kind of are the general knowledge stuff you need to understand to better control the map and spawns, so they have an easier time killing your teammates. And also kind of the basis of how blocking spawns. When you push left, typically it leaves an opening for the right side, and the same opposite, if you push the right, it leaves an opening on the left side spawns. That's really the cool part about Call of Duty, is really controlling the spawns and seeing where your opponents can be at to give themselves the worst, well, give yourself the best chance possible to kill your opponents quickly and effectively and repeatedly. So yeah, I'm Rambo Ray. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time.